Alright, so, you have to give me a second. I'm actually going to discount double check to make sure that it's actually set up. Because the reason, hold up, let me just make sure. Double check to make sure. Alright, I just said it because the issue in the previous stream, my mic wasn't working. It wasn't the mic itself. It was literally just YouTube. I mean, not YouTube. Well, the YouTube PS5 app thing that for some reason, I don't know why, it just auto muted my mic for some reason, and I had to figure that out. I had to just go in the settings and unmute it, which, yeah. So that's why there was no mic at the beginning of the previous stream. Because, yeah. And unfortunately, I just so happened to stop testing it at the exact time. Like, oh, okay. And I gotta change up my character's build a little bit before we go. Because I got that beret that I'm using now. So, before we get into any of this discussion. So, as you can see though, that's level 44 and that's 46, so I still have to, like, upgrade it some. These are all good to go. But, I need to upgrade that as well, and that, so that's the plan for today, to upgrade these things, and that, if we can, so. And all these are the same. The only difference I added, because the one perk was glitching out and basically never working. And then, I added move groove to this, but, that's not what it'll probably be at the end of everything, because I need different gloves and boots, obviously, but, or just see, because I would like the Plague Sower's gloves. I was using the thing to keep doing the hunt quest again and again, like just getting the reward from it, but, yeah, unfortunately, I found out of all the gear sets in the game, they can only, or they only have 3 out of their 5 pieces available from that, so. And unfortunately, like the assassination one, where you fight the human enemies, yeah, those don't, well, the guy doesn't have a way to manipulate it to just, like, keep closing your app if you don't get what you want, so. But, yeah, we are going to be sticking with tier 10. Oh, I always forget that it doesn't let you switch the tiers when you do that, but. Oh, hold up. It's gonna. Okay. There we go. But, yeah. Alright. Open chapter. Oh, yeah, and if anybody wants to join, let me know. But as of now, I'm just gonna keep it on closed. So. I'm just gonna start this right quick and then back out, because none of those expeditions available there were ones I liked. Because personally, I only really do. Oops. Marshlands and then Boomtown. Personally, I prefer. Well, the other monster one isn't that bad, but. Like, yeah, Heart of the Wild, that one's not bad, it's just way longer than the Marshland one. Or at least it just feels that way. So. Do that, put it down to 10. So we should be still good to go. Because, unfortunately, I found out that,
I got something I need a hand with.
At least it doesn't start the timer right away because, yeah. But, I found out that like your secondary and your secondary primary, or whatever you want to call it, um, those apparently drastically affect your character, so like stats wise, even when they're not equipped. So I need to definitely upgrade those too, like I was saying. Oh man, so alright, chat will be open here in a moment whenever YouTube decides to load it. But okay, so that actually did, okay, because sometimes the thumbnail, has a little struggle, you know what I mean? But yeah, I don't know how this should be fine, but because this beret is kind of underleveled, but and it seems like sometimes it glitches out and the perks don't actually work. I'm not gonna lie to you. I can see bullshit like that. I always forget about the stupid barrel stuff. Like, see, now it seems like the other perks are actually working. But I was playing yesterday, not on video or anything, but and yeah, it seemed like none of the perks that I put on were working at all. Like, it seemed like yesterday, for some reason, things were glitching out a little more than usual. But it is what it is. And I realize, like, when I'm on video, a lot of the time, I don't exactly clear these as quick as I usually do, but it is, don't remember that. And I am looking to eventually get rid of the comet ability on this rifle. But as of right now, I'm going to keep it. I'm looking to get the one tier 3 thing from that one shotgun. That whenever you get a kill, you get every bullet you shoot is a guaranteed critical hit. So that's probably what I'm going to replace it with, because out of all like the DPS, like things that just do damage, you know, like that, the lightning strike and stuff, the Comet is the best DPS out of all those, especially since it is also AoE. Yeah, that is what it is. But I think that would I mean, I've had to test it, because knowing my luck, it probably like bugs out and doesn't actually work. Like, you'll get a kill and then it'll only be like a small percentage of the time that it actually decides to give you a guaranteed critical hit. You know, I won't even be shocked. I see this where that was just the hit detection being bad right there, though. It's like you get hit by the melee enemies and you kill because it's stunned, even though you're supposed to be a superhero, basically. As you can see, I'm not really like going crazy with trying to keep the things in a certain time or anything. Like, pretty much as long as you get like tier 2, it don't really matter. You see instances like this where it just randomly lets the enemies start doing way more extra damage for no reason. Like that melee right there did like way more damage than it's supposed to do. It is what it is. I do gotta get used to the beret though, because I'm used to having that extra armor perk thing. Apparently they're supposed to fix that, because as of right now, after it procs, it never goes away unless you log out of the game. So apparently they're supposed to fix it, because it's like too OP now. Well, that's not how it was supposed to work. They're supposed to, you know, actually go away after a timer or whatever. And I hate how your character is not allowed to shoot and hit her, and basically gets stunned when you land. Like, I don't get why games like this have the story of like, oh yeah, you're this super powerful, crazy, you got like so many crazy powers and stuff, but then your character just gets like dumped on by, this time is gonna be like really, really bad for this one, I'm not gonna lie. But
What is that noise?
apparently you can run like literally under 3 minutes with the Technomancer tier 15 on Boomtown, but that would actually require you to care to do that. But apparently somebody, I don't know what the record is now, but last I heard it was like 3 minutes 15 seconds. That's the guy that had the record for fastest solo tier 15 Boomtown clear. But I mean, who knows? That person that said that could be lying. But, or they could be using like a glitched out perk or something that I don't really know about. But that's one reason I stopped using that. Well, the beret is actually better. I stopped using the one thing that gave you extra armor and stuff just because they're apparently gonna fix it and make it so, well, how it's supposed to be. But I don't want to get used to having all that, you know. Plus, I want to get rid of the comet because it like steals your kill, and the kill skill that gives me more ammo back in the magazine tends to not proc, even though it should, because it just says kill on the thing, but whatever. We like barely, I don't even see the time actually, but it don't really matter. Yeah, we missed it by 1. Well, I don't know, like if you get exactly 6:30, does it still count it? But it don't really matter because we're not. The pod resources are way easier to get than the titanium.
They were insurgents.
Just like
Defected to our side months ago.
not why. I don't know. Like, see, I actually don't even have to pick any of this stuff up, but because it auto loots it. But I'm not like going brazy on the you know, stuff. I don't know. All right. Yeah, if anybody, because I think it should still be on. Yeah, it is on. Well, if that would go away. True. Right. But yeah, it's still. See, I had the game. Sometimes though, it'll like glitch out and randomly switch it to open like that one time. But now all of a sudden, it's not showing. I don't. The front line is literally the worst one in the game. I would highly recommend. I mean, we're not gonna do Chem Plant either, but and just avoiding the frontline one because the boss at the end is just obnoxious. So yeah, it's much quicker to just avoid the ones you don't like. Just find, like, play all of them at least once. You don't have to beat them, but just like try them and then see which ones you prefer. Like, I've never even beaten Mountain Outpost, like, because I don't care. Like, but Marshland Caverns and Boomtown are my 2 favorite. Obviously, I'm gonna go with Boomtown over Marshland Caverns because it's way shorter, but those are my 2 favorite ones. Obviously, I've never done any of the ones that like require you to pay the fee to be able to do them, because there's no reason. The potential reward from them is the exact same as the ones that don't have that. So that, so like come over here, clear these noobs out, and then you turn around, destroy these clowns. Try to avoid the barrels because they will screw you. For some reason, the barrels in this game do like way more damage than the regular enemies. For some reason, like. But yeah. Yeah, okay. Then he hides right away. The snipers need to just not have their AI hide, you know, instantly after they shoot. It's kind of ridiculous. Like, I understand the sniper's aimbot you thing, like, it's kind of obnoxious, but at the same time, it makes a little bit of sense. That there's no reason to have the sniper in the game if it's gonna fucking miss. You know what I mean? It's supposed to be like a hazard that does a lot of damage to you. It's supposed to be spooky. But that's the only thing, though, about getting rid of the comet, is that, you won't be able to just, like, tap one bullet into the snipers and have the comet rain down on them, but overall, I feel like being able to basically do a, critical strike with every hit is better in the long run. Because Boomtown isn't really one that I would run at like a really high tier, to be honest. It's kind of obnoxious in comparison to like Marshlands is just better overall and more fun. But extract over here, pop that, destroy that guy. Thank you. Brazy for some reason. They do need to fix like the whole snipers can hit you around corners, though. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. What the heck? Oh, he's down. Well, I was about to say. They need to fix that though. Like the AI should not be gathering down in this area. Like they need to just wall that part off and not allow any enemies down there. You know, like really, you're gonna do that? Okay. Personally, I think the AI should not be allowed to use that ability. Because I have the funny thing is, I have the perk on that's supposed to give me that for 4 seconds whenever I go below 30% health. Not once have I seen that proc. Like, that perk literally doesn't work. Which is pretty hilarious, but... Alright, it is kind of annoying when there's like one enemy left and you're... Well, there's actually 2. Like, he's just hiding over here, not peeking at all. Like... And then you gotta... at least this one ran out, I guess, but... That's kind of obnoxious. But...
What the hell is that noise?
Hey, it's whatever. It doesn't really matter. It's a YouTube doesn't keep track of anything right now. I've literally had YouTube take views away from my videos. Like where it has views, and then you'll check it the next day, and it went down. Like, okay. Or like there'll be 5 thumbs up, and then the next day randomly there'll only be like 2. But, like the views is the actual... like actually glitching, because you could be like, oh yeah, well people could take the thumbs up away. It's like, oh okay, that probably didn't happen, but it's a valid explanation. But yeah, if the views, like on the one video I had like 171 views, and then it took some away, and then there's only like 71, like it took a whole 100 views away. stop hiding. Like, you're literally acting like EDP. Hiding over there like, oh my goodness. Like, but at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. I see right there, it kind of screwed me over, so now, because it didn't give me the ammo in the mag like it was supposed to when I got the kill. The devs of this game are prioritizing nursing stuff instead of, you know, making it so you can actually log into the game. Because right now, that's, well, there is the whole, like, a lot of the perks just screw up a lot of the time and just don't work. But I'm pretty sure that that's just the developers trying to put artificial difficulty into the game because they forgot how, that, I thought there was one spot there. But, whatever. But, yeah, why did it, I don't know. They gave me more, or did I accidentally, there's no way I accidentally clicked the wrong thing. Maybe I did, I don't know.
Cullen, the bandit leader's taken care of. Your pass is clear.
But that doesn't matter, because YouTube doesn't even,
They were insurgents.
like, I've had it before where I've tested it with multiple phones and stuff. And it just doesn't keep track of the viewers, right? Like, I could have it open on, like, 5 different phones and it'll still only say, like, 1 or 2 viewers. So you can't really, then at the end, it's funny, then after the stream's over, it'll say the video got, like, a total of, like, 20 to 25 views, and it's like, well, that many viewers total never came in, so it's clear that the number is just not showing it right a lot of the time. But I'll do Heart of the Wild, even though it's, they need to take one of the rooms out of Heart of the Wild. I mean, they can adjust the time accordingly, but this one's too long. And, like, some people were saying on Reddit that, they need to add a survival mode into this game. Like, keep all this timed stuff, but, because a survival mode would make it so you don't have to build a DPS build, you know what I mean? Because as of right now, if you're not using the DPS tree on your character, you're going to be severely lacking in the end game. Because it is based solely around time. I mean, unless you don't care about not getting extra rewards. And all you do is want to beat the stuff. But I see now the DPS is like really good right there. But I was testing it yesterday with the same exact stuff on, same exact tier and everything. And it was glitching out and not working. But it is what it is. But yeah, the plan for the gear, I want the gloves for this set. And then the boots that I want doesn't really matter. Just as long as it has a good tier 3 perk and then I replace the other perk on it with whatever. So. Because the setup we have right now, like perk-wise, is about what I'll probably have. Because the one specific drop I'm looking for, as I said, is the, I can't remember the name of the set right now, but yeah, I want the gloves for that set, which are only available in expeditions. You can't get it from the Huns thing, because I found out, because somebody or several people were saying you can get every single legendary in the game from those, like turning in, well, armor from turning into monster hunts. And it's like, oh, then I find out there's only 3 out of every gear set, or 3 pieces that you can get from the hunts. So, because I was trying it again and again and again. I got the beret out of that, but so it wasn't like a total waste of time. But yeah. Oh yeah, and I checked. We have actually. I didn't check the weapons, but armor-wise, we have every single tier 2 perk unlocked for this character. So. But yeah, and like the thing I have on now, like if you're out of cover for 5 seconds, you get a damage boost, and then if you're moving, you get one too. But see, I think you see the buffs down there are showing you what buffs I have on and stuff. I need to change that so every single buff has its own individual thing. You know what I mean? Because as of right now, you can't exactly tell. Like, who knows, the game could be glitching out and not giving me every damage bonus I'm supposed to be getting. Because all it shows is the damage bonus buff down there, you know? It doesn't show each individual thing. But because it would be nice to know if the game is actually registering every single damage buff I'm supposed to have, you know? Because knowing this game, it probably like detects you have too much damage and takes some of the buffs away to balance the game or something. I won't even be shocked. But I don't know. There's a lot of times you can't even tell just by straight DPS wise because the game purposely changes your DPS if you're not on the highest possible rank you can be. It's like, oh, we don't want people farming for their friends. It's like, really, dude? So you're trying to kill your game instantly. It's like, oh yeah, we don't want people playing with friends. So, we're gonna disincentivize that heavily. Like, okay. That's funny though, I saw Reddit where apparently some, like, guy got into a game with some, like, Korean or Japanese players. And, like, they were all, or the one guy was just standing back and not moving, and the one guy was just killing everything in one hit on the highest difficulty in the game. The other guy's like, well, the guy was like, is this guy cheating? And I was like, no, that's just what happens when you actually, like, see, it's not letting me, you see how I was spamming the ability buttons there and it wasn't letting me use them? That's what the game needs to fix. Like, I don't care if I'm frozen, I should, like, I'm supposed to be a super powered, crazy, you know, being or whatever. I should be able to use my abilities whenever I want, even when frozen. You can make it so I'm frozen and the enemies can hit me and stuff. And you can say like, oh, you could build up your character's resistance, but that's basically a waste of time, because if it's not giving you extra damage, you're wasting your time with it, you know? But I see I'm clicking this on my phone and it's not fucking working. Like, Jesus Christ. But yeah, I should just ignore that, because we all know YouTube, as I was explaining, doesn't work right. Because I've literally tested it myself. Area, personally, I think should be taken out of this mission. And should just take you right to the end where you fight with that boss. Like, see how much, why are we doing like way more damage than we were in the previous areas to the same exact kind of enemies? Like, there's no way that 15% buff is going that far. But, I do wish they would change it though. If you're playing with other people, they need to get rid of the stupid health buff that the enemies get and just change it to more enemies. I'd be fine with that, you know? Like, the enemies on this difficulty die this fast, even with 3 people. But, there's just more of them. And I do think the amount of enemies that are in the solo ones, I think that needs to be toned down just a little bit. You know what I mean? Why is it like not... That's good. Are they like up in the tree still? Or the game just can't handle it? Can't figure it out? Yeah, this one is definitely more calm than Boomtown though. Like, especially if your DPS is good enough. Yeah, they need to take, like, the Brood Mother, personally, I don't think it should be able to leap. But, that's just my opinion. Like, leave the leaping to those other little mini ones. Well, mini in comparison. But, I don't know.
There's the pod. It looks like the forest.
Like, see, that room before, that should have just been, they should have the boss in that room, and then, boom, right here, that's the end. But they add this crap in. They're like, oh yeah, the forest is controlling it. There was nothing about the forest doing anything like that anywhere in the story, so it's just kind of a random addition, because they wanted to add another room to this one. Like, defeat the forest guardians, that should just been the room we just did. And you're telling me, like, the creatures are understanding that you want the thing. Like, see, why is this guy suddenly got way more health than that other one? When it's the same exact enemy. Like, that's the kind of stuff I don't really understand, but... Come over here, destroy this clown. Destroy Mr. I do like how the comet stuns them though, but I feel like if I was hitting critical hits with every single bullet right here, it would definitely output more damage than the comet overall. As long as the perk works how it comes across, at least. Yeah, people complain about the snipers, but the flying ones, I think they need their damage nerfed. But yeah, it's kind of like a running stuff. Kind of annoying. So annoying. You gotta kind of like get away from these. Oh yeah, you can. At least the animation there didn't seem as janky as a lot of the time. Because most of the time with those, it's like, oh yeah, this is the part. Crap, I forgot to turn my brightness up. Now I can't fucking see shit. Now it's not letting me use my ability, dude. Come on, I'm pushing the fucking button. Oh, I'm surprised I actually can't, because usually this part starts to bullshit you and make you fucking get ammo back in your magazine and shit. Like, what am I getting froze by? None of these enemies are using ice. I know it's the fucking crawlers, though, because the crawlers fucking... Even though they never shoot ice, like actual ice waves or anything. The game thinks that their stuff is crazy for no reason at all. But, I don't know. See, that one is more, or like, the only hectic part is that final wave there at the end. Everything else is pretty, because you can get cheesed if you're not careful. And you can also just get unlucky, because the game can just randomly decide, oh yeah, this enemy's going to randomly do 10 times the damage it's supposed to do, because we want to cheat the player right here. Like, oh, okay. Oh yeah, I actually saved the clip. I got a legendary world drop, and when I say world drop, I mean like not in an expedition, just out in the actual game area. It was crappy, but like with some irrelevant pair of boots that you would never use because both perks on them were terrible for every class in the game. Like, I don't understand why they do that. Like, every perk in the game should be relevant to at least one class. But I don't know. Alright, well, let's see if we can do some decent upgrades. Upgrades, people, upgrades. But yeah, I'm probably not going to stream too long. Probably somewhere between 5 and 5:30 I'll probably get off. So, 44. Level up. 5. Oh, we can do this too? Alright. Max that out. Yeah, we might be able to... These are all Gucci, but we need to do that. This is 43, so probably best to do this first. Okay, there we go. Put that to 44. Then I actually need to... Because I didn't raise any attributes on this one at all, so... I think I did it. Well, I don't know if I maxed out all the other ones for my the other equipment. Oh yeah, and if you dismantle equipment after you've already raised the attributes on it, you get all your attribute points back that you put into it, which is actually really nice. But I think there might be... Oh, do you get... Or... Maybe I'm... Huh. Do you have to, like, redo these every time you level it up? Well, not level it up, but, like, it gives you your stuff back. And you... Or does it give you... Does it unlock more levels? Because I know these were already maxed. So I assume when you level stuff up, you get more attribute slots to be able to come in here and do this, I guess. I'm not exactly sure how that operates, but yeah. Because I know for a fact I had all pretty much... Like, see, this one's maxed. I guess I did that when it was level 46 already. Like, because of this one... Yeah, it definitely unlocks more, because I know my gun was the one I prioritized to max out right away. So you do unlock more slots for that to increase your attributes even more. Okay. That actually makes sense, but in theory, I should actually get rid of this bullshit. But in theory, I would get rid of this, but if well, because they're supposed to nerf Death's Door. I don't know if they're going to do that or not. I mean, who knows? The developers of this game, they're so stupid, they could say we nerfed it, but then they buffed it. That's how stupid they are. I'm not going to lie to you, but I looked at how much is it for that? Okay, that's not that much more. But, basic tributes. I don't know if the attributes on the guns that you're never going to use, but you have them on for the stats. I don't know if that changes anything. I just know leveling them up definitely affects your overall output and stuff. But I'll do it anyway, you know? Alright, so that's all taken care of. But yeah, in theory, I would just get rid of this bullshit now, but I'm actually going to keep it for the moment, you know? And then this, like, if I didn't have not impressed, I'd be like, oh, well, I'll just get rid of that, but it don't matter right now. What's up, Alex M? I hope you're doing well. I don't know if you stopped by my most recent streamer, but yeah, my mic, it wasn't broke. It was just there was a setting for some reason that got turned on to mute mic for whatever reason. I don't know why that happened, but that was why I had no mic in the previous stream. And then what's his face? Wings of Advice stopped in, was like, "Pimp, your mic ain't working." I'm like, "Well," and then I eventually figured it out. But all right. But yeah, see, I looked at it, like somebody was like, "Here's my end game setup for the class skills," and for some reason they were using they didn't use a sniper or anything. They were using a regular assault weapon, but they were using nitrogen capsules, which I realize that'll help give you your 15% extra damage here more often, but I don't see why you would take these over blur screen, and then I don't know what other perk they took off. I don't remember. But like blur screen is way, like, it gives you way more survivability than you would think. But yeah, like personally, I don't see why you would use nitrogen capsules, because like, was it a total of 6 meters? Like 6 meters ain't shit. You know what I mean? Yeah, Wings of Advice, he deserves more subscribers, I'm not gonna lie. But I see, I don't understand why people would use nitrogen capsules, especially if you're not sniping. Like, it's just not, like, using the other perks is gonna output your damage way higher. But we don't got any. We're gonna have to. I wish it would just give you every single one and just let you repeat the exact one you want to keep doing. You know what I mean? Because it's like, I'm just gonna abandon the shitty ones that I don't want to do. Like, there's no penalty, and even if there was, I probably would still do it. Well, unless it was like, "Oh yeah, you abandoned it, so now you gotta sit and wait 10 minutes." I wouldn't even be surprised if this game pulled some bullshit like that, even if you were playing solo. Like, "Oh yeah, because you left the game when nobody else was playing with you." So I don't know. War of Rights? No, I've never heard of that game. It sounds like a something that would be similar to the game Civilization, but I don't know. I've never played or heard of War of Rights. But
Damn it. Corrigan pushed too far with the mining.
it sounds like a game Wings would like low-key, but I have no idea what type of game it is. But yeah, hitting a critical hit on every single bullet would definitely be better, so that other perk would definitely outdo the Comet perk in the grand scheme of things. But you gotta get that. I'm sure you could probably get the shotgun with it from completing all the assassinations and then turning those in. But yeah, I don't know about this. There's no glitch like with the hunt ones. I mean, monster hunt ones. We can just keep refreshing the app until you get what you want. American Civil War Battle Simulator? Yeah, that's pretty much what it sounds like from the title, for the most part. Yeah, well, Wings would only like that if you could have slaves in it, so I don't know if you can have slaves in that game, but if you can, Wings would probably be playing it right now. I mean, alright. But yeah, tier 10 is kind of like the golden spot when you don't really have things completely figured out in all your gear pieces. You can just walk through it without really watching the screen for the most part. Let's see if these are the boss enemies, can just melt through them, quick split. Like we could do tier 11, but I don't feel like doing that. Because I'd rather just chill and do this right now instead of bothering to unlock the further tiers at the moment. There's no reason to really do that until I get everything situated. Like I don't necessarily either want the gloves I want or that shotgun tier 3 perk to put onto this gun instead of the combat before I do that. So. But yeah, not really too much going on today. I mean, I don't know, did the EDP actually like get arrested? I haven't heard, because I know, like I saw the video and everything, but I don't know if they actually, like the cops arrested him yet or what. It's the first time, you think they would have got him after that, but who knows. I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, if nothing happens, and it's likely just like a collaboration between the two to get attention, but I don't know why EDP would do something like that, but I don't know. It is what it is. Yeah, EDP definitely gonna get his cheeks spread. I'm not gonna lie. By Bubba or whoever. That's like the stereotypical name. Like, oh yeah, you're gonna go to jail and be in a cell with Bubba. Like, I don't know where that came. Like, that's like the name you always hear. I don't get why like the birds are hanging out with the monsters. I'm not gonna lie, but I see right there that enemy just randomly started doing more damage than all these other ones do for no reason. That's just the game, you know. We're like, yo, this guy's doing too much damage and doing too good. We gotta try to bullshit him a little bit. And sometimes it will bullshit you heavily. Then like several monsters that for no reason at all do way more damage than they're supposed to. It's usually those leaping ones that end up doing crap like that. So like leap on you and like slash you several times before you can do anything because your character isn't allowed to roll. And half the time your character doesn't even get the invincible animation while rolling for no reason. The game just fails to give you the invincible frames. But I'm sure they will never fix that, because there's a bunch of games like that where you're supposed to get invincible frames while rolling and it just doesn't work most of the time. That's why I probably will never really play any Dark Souls type games again, unless it's like Remnant from the Ashes with guns instead of melee. Because those games are just purposely inconsistent. Just like, oh yeah, the games are difficult. Like, oh well, okay, I rolled and my character still got hit, but yeah, your game's difficult. And definitely not artificially, right? Yeah, personally, I would say that Remnant from the Ashes takes a fat dump on every Dark Souls game. Like, it's way better. Because it was actually pretty fair to the play, and wasn't just purposely bullshitting. Dark Souls will be like, oh yeah, your only ability to move is rolling. Guess what? Here's some enemy attacks where you can't roll away from them because they cover too much ground. Like, oh, okay, I'll just not play the game then. Like, that's why I think they need a Dark Souls-like game but it has Anthem-like movement where you can, well, the Interceptor, where you can actually have full movement over your character. You're not just like, oh, I got this clunky garbage that you can roll, but like the roll is even, like, the roll in this game is actually animated pretty well. It's not clunky or anything. Yeah, Dark Souls is just clunky on purpose. And it's like, oh, okay. Well, definitely don't want to play that garbage. That's why. Oh yeah, I didn't look at that one ninja game, or what was it called? It's that Borderlands-like ninja game. I can't remember the name of it. I always forget, but there's supposed to be the third one coming out this year, because that game's actually really good.
I'll be damned. That's a pod.
See, this is a really good one, because you get to this part, and this is already the last area. Like, the pod area is the most obnoxious one, because unlike the other obelisk area and the other monster one, this one you actually have unlimited enemies coming at you until you stand in the thing and charge it for a certain amount of time. Because the other one, you can just kind of run out of it and, you know, run back into it after you beat the wave of enemies. That's the only bad thing, because this one it's harder to choose if you don't have decent gear, at the very least. So, like, you're telling me the 15% damage, that was weird like this. Okay. Like, see how there's a massive delay between getting hit and being allowed to use your ability? Like, I can kind of understand if you get frozen, although I personally think you can get use abilities at any moment you want. But and it's kind of annoying too how, like, if you're rolling, you can get stuck in enemies and you can't roll through them or past them or whatever. See, this is what the other one should be. It shouldn't make the arena super dark so you can't see anything. And you make me want to turn my game and TV brightness all the way up. Like, really? Yeah, see, if you can't really melt the boss before all the ads come out, your DPS is not high enough for the difficulty you're on. So. I mean, obviously you can get by with not having enough DPS to do that. But, I mean, and when I say that, I'm talking solo. Obviously, if you're playing with other people, they have to, you know, have the IQ to keep targeting the enemy with you. But, oh yeah, so I got confused by the other one.
Well done,
The populous one's over here.
I can send my people back
I see, Marshland Caverns is probably the easiest one
I've got enough munitions to kill everything on this
in the
planet
game to
3
get
times over.
under
I've been
the
thinking people are
gold
ready to
time.
start doing real business.
As long as your
Desperate for
DPS
some
is, you know,
official coinage,
actually good.
preferably the kind with my face on it.
Oh yeah, this is the one where they need to fix this, because the loot comes out the back instead of... See? You can still pick it all up. Even if you couldn't, you would get the auto loot, but... It is annoying. So annoying. But... yeah, if I was speedrunning and trying to just, like, go through these as fast as possible, I would just return to the camp and then let the auto loot take its course, but... it's not really a priority. I probably should be, like, checking the boots just to see, but you see right here, emergency stance, that perk doesn't work. I've not seen it proc once ever. So now that I say that, it'll probably work the very next time we go into a mission, but yeah, I've literally never seen that perk work. I've had it on for a long time too. But yeah, I'm not doing this one, dude. Like, outside of Boomtown, all the ones that have human enemy ones, yeah, not worth your time. Especially if you're just trying to farm. Boomtown's nice because it's super quick and you can just rip through it, even when you're not paying attention to the game at all, really. Like right now, I'll put it in like 10% effort to pay attention. Like you gotta put in a little effort, like more than you would if I was playing Call of Duty right now. Because you can get cheesed really heavily. But especially since, you know, we're not playing a DPS character and I took all of our items that would give us any semblance of tankiness off. Whoa, what the heck? Oh yeah, I always... What the heck? Why did it portal us? That was weird. I just got totally bamboozled by that. Like, usually it portals you in front of a lot of enemies. It's kind of bullshit. But, yeah, you thought. I don't know what you thought you were going to melee a bit there, but this one is not me. The god of Outriders. If the game works every single time. Yeah, cremator. Cremate your mama. What kind of... Oh, yeah. That's why your mama dead. We're trying to see if you got a ring in her casket. That's hilarious. Even though that's like really old at this point. Internet-wise. And sometimes you'll be like, oh yeah, that's really old. People will be like, huh? I'm only like 2 years old. Actually, that's older than 2 years, but that was just an example of a year amount. Whoa, I thought that was an enemy for some reason. I'm going insane. I do kind of wish the freeze thing would actually last a little longer. Like, personally, I think it should last as long as the freeze lasts on my character, but that's just me. But yeah, see, when I'm actually paying a little attention, I usually get to that door like 2 or 1.5 minutes. But it is what it is. I'm not really stressing if we get tier 1 or tier 2, you know? I guess I could turn on... See, it's just annoying, though. Like, I say, oh, I can turn it on so I can play with other people, but then I end up just getting pissed off because it makes the enemies have way more health when people join. And they always join at the most fucking bullshit moments. I like how the barrels literally are the thing that does more damage than the regular enemies. But yeah, that's obnoxious where you're like shooting an enemy and then all of a sudden they get extremely tanky and you're like, bruh. And then it says, somebody joined the game, and you're like, bruh. And it's just gonna take way longer, and then usually the person is terrible and doesn't output good DPS, and you're just like, bruh, you're wasting my time. You can be like, oh yeah, you could kick them, but then that just wastes more time. I mean, it'd be smarter to just kick them if they weren't outputting good DPS. That's why people are like, oh, I'm playing the Devastator tank build and I'm getting kicked. Like, yeah, that's because you're not outputting DPS in a mode where DPS is the most important thing ever. But that's one, I do think, I said that earlier, I do think they need to change it so you can shoot while falling. That's just like a very small quality of life thing that would barely ever come into play. So I would enjoy that. Especially for this, like that area right there's like the one area in the whole game where it would be relevant. But that would be cool. I do wish it was just the boss operate though, not like having to clear this bullshit out. Even if they lowered the time to get gold, I think that'd be cool. But these clowns, but yes. Bruh. So, you know, I'm clicking the sprint button and then half the time my character doesn't sprint. That's one thing they need to fix. And then randomly when your character is sprinting, the game will try to bullshit you and make your character stop sprinting even though you're still holding the sprint button. But like that bunch of that stuff is basically just a really small quality of life stuff where it doesn't really take away from the game. The one thing that takes away from the game is when you're trying to log in and the game just doesn't let you log in. Like seriously. Like see there, it didn't give me the ammo in the mag when I killed the boss. I think that's whatever. But yeah, my best time on Boomtown is 5 minutes flat. I know that's obviously employing absolutely no strats whatsoever and having mediocre gear. But obviously that's on the highest setting that I had available at the time. Actually, that was tier 10, I think. Was it? Yeah. Had to have been. But that was when I was actually like halfway, well, 30% locked in. But I'm like, yeah, I'm sure you could probably easily get sub 4.5, and then the guy's like, oh yeah, I got. But I'm sure that 315 time is actually implementing strategies, not just bullshitting like I am, you know? It's like doing whatever. But yeah, I've had, with this character from Expeditions so far, I think I've gotten 3 legendaries. But obviously, and then the one was on like the lowest setting, where it was like 0.6% chance. I'm like, yo! And it was actually, I can't remember, I think it was a piece that gave me a good perk. I think it was the first time I got the piece that gave me the not impressed perk, or maybe it was Captain. I think it was the one with Captain Hunter. Not 100% on that though. Yeah, I don't want to do any of these GPG. But yeah, then once you get to tier 14, you have to beat it in the gold time to be able to unlock the final tier. But, I mean, that's no big deal if you... Because that's where we got stuck on the other character before it got wiped. Was tier 14. And I had to just go back and farm some gear in order to continue. But yeah, that apparently they're supposed to still give everybody a free legendary for that. Not gonna lie, I don't want to go all the way through Heart of the Wild, and I don't want to deal with the dark part at the end, so we're just gonna farm Marshlands or Boomtown. But yeah, I don't, because if they do give the gear back on my other character, I do want to see if there's like anything relevant on it to move to this character, but for the most part, I don't really think there is. Like, there could be a couple tier 3 perks that I don't have on this character that might be on the other one that I would be like, oh yeah, let me move some gear over to that one and put a better perk on it right quick, but I don't really remember. Yeah, Marshland Caverns is definitely the favorite. There's only one part in it that can cheese you. Like, because on Boomtown, you can pretty much get cheesed at any moment. But on this one, there's really only one part at the end where they send all those exploders and stuff, and it's like, bruh. But I definitely, like, if your DPS is good enough, the monsters are definitely your priority to fight instead of the human enemies, because the human enemies just troll and be like, oh yeah, come to the other side of the map and kill the last one that's hiding, and you can't shoot him because he's not going to peek. Just to waste your time. It's like, oh, okay. And I haven't really thought about it, but I assume, like, this um, ability setup is probably the best setup for the, well, if we're playing with other people, I assume, like, having the heal is probably not, like, peak solo, ability choice, but, yeah. When I'm playing with other people, the heal definitely comes into play
Now I
more.
know what chewed up Corrigan's miners.
Just be like, oh yeah, you could use the turret. It's like, oh well, I could, but there's not really any relevant or interesting turret abilities. Like if there's one where whatever the turret shoots, it like heals you or something, or like heals teammates as well. Because there is one like, oh, when it dies, it heals you and teammates within the vicinity, but that's not really that relevant. I look how fast we just noted that sucker. That's fucking. Imagine how fast we would note it if we had that perk I was talking about. That'd be cool if that perk just happened to be on our other character when they restore everything. I mean, at this point, I don't even care if they restore the loot. I just want to be able to get on it and see if there's any relevant tier 3 perks that I have on that one instead. But I don't know. I guess there's that one story mission. I wonder if any of the tier 3 perks and the legendaries you get for beating it the first time are the one I'm referring to. I doubt it, but I kind of doubt that you can go back into the store. Because I know, like, if you redo that mission, it won't proc it again. It will just give you a random purple. But it's from, like, the main menu, you can select what part of the story to go to. I wonder if you can do that and then get the legendary again. Probably not. I mean, I don't know why they would care or like take that out, because it's not like any of those 3 legendaries were that good. Like the best legendary you can like guaranteed get from the story is the one shotgun that has the comet ability on it, because you guaranteed get that as a drop from the one. It's like the first boss, like the first giant boss that you fight. Like it's an actual legit boss, not these clown broodmother enemies, you know? At this part of this mission though, it can be really annoying if you don't have peak DPS, because there's just a ton of enemies swarming. And you have to charge the thing while all the enemies are coming at you. It's not like the other office one where it's like, oh yeah, the enemies go away after you kill the wave thing, and you can charge it right quick. But speaking of right click, I wonder if Torva is still view botting. That's funny, that sucker will have like 3,000 viewers and nobody chatting. It's like, okay, that's not obvious. He doesn't have it on sub only news. It's like, a little soft to learn, but okay. Any bans? Anybody that says anything about a viewbot? But yeah. Whole day. Alright. Nope. You're too slow. You're too slow. You're too slow too, fat ass. Fat ass boy. Yeah, like see, you can finish that one quicker than the other one if your DPS is good enough to output the damage on them suckers and be like, well, that's tough. But see, this one's actually pretty. This one's actually low key, about the same time as Boomtown when your DPS is good. I'm not gonna lie. and the time to get gold is like way higher than Boomtown. Because for some reason they think the human enemies aren't aids and don't try to hide and bullshit you. Like every once in a while, one of like the spitter enemies will kind of try to tease a little bit, but it's nothing that crazy. It's not like it's hiding behind cover and not peeking, and it's on the other side of the map. Like, oh, okay. I was sort of like, what if this game, it just let you run to the end area, but then like all the enemies would just stack up on you from the entire... That would actually be kind of funny, because if you had good DPS, that would be the strat, just run past everything. But I do like how the acid affects the flying ones and makes them like fidget around on the ground and stuff. Yeah, this one is a little longer than Boomtown, as you can see, but 6.5 minutes is the threshold for gold on Boomtown. So it is, yeah, because it is like a couple minutes longer, but you don't have to deal with as much. Like, if you kill this boss enemy quick enough, it should just end it right there, you know? That was weird, it like didn't, it usually starts you... What the heck? Wait, what? Where's the... Oh, okay, he like glitched out and didn't spawn right away or something? I don't know. That was weird. I like ran over there and it was just like the brood mother. I'm like, they like, my luck it would glitch out, not spawn, but then not finish it when you kill all the other enemies. That'd be something that would happen. I would just be like, well, imagine my shock. Imagine that. See, that one, way quicker.
Corrigan, area's clear.
Well done, Outrider. I can send my people back in.
But yeah, right there, like 8 minutes. I mean,
Weapons?
that's a minute and a half longer than the gold, highest gold time for Boomtown. But I mean, you don't have to turn your brain on as much as you do with Boomtown. With Boomtown, you got to kind of maneuver to the right spots on the map and stuff. Like low key, I might just start farming for this one instead of doing Boomtown, because Boomtown makes you pay attention more, you know? I mean, I might just start doing that, just farm for marshlands. Because for some reason, there wasn't even... That was weird. There weren't even any of those explosive enemies on the end for that one, that time. For whatever reason. That was kind of weird. I should probably just like, when we get boots at a purple, I should just check it low-key. Just to, see. Because this right here, because emergency stance, as I said, doesn't work, so. Like, we got something that had a relevant perk that worked, and then we could just replace the other one with stand tall, and be like, oh, that's better than, you know, having a perk that literally doesn't work. And when I say it doesn't work, it literally does not proc. Right, 46, 46. I think, wait, everything was 46, right, except for, like, the secondary, and, yeah. That's bullshit. Lower that up. 45. Is that an... I think that's slightly... Yeah, I was going to say just slightly not enough titanium. See, you can turn titanium into the drop pod resources, but you can't turn drop pod resources into titanium. I think that is pretty stupid, but... Alright, so we need to get that to 46 and that to 46, and then we can continue our adventure. But yeah, they do, I don't know why, like, this guy's legendaries don't refresh. I know why it is, because the devs are like, we don't want these people to get access to all the legendaries. We want them to have to play the game. Like, oh, okay. I see. Like, ultimate bleeding bullets, that's irrelevant. And like, see right there? If that was critical shots guaranteed don't consume ammo, that would actually be a good perk. If to combine with that other, you know, perk that I would like to eventually get on my stuff. But like, see, none of these, like, I guess I should like low-key come in here and like check the boots and see, but like, see, both of those are massively irrelevant. And I have, like I said, I have all the tier 2. Actually, I should check and see if I have all the weapon and gear ones, because I know I just have the every single gear one unlocked. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here soon, because it's 5 o'clock and that's about time to eat. So we'll just do this right quick and exit out of this bullshit. Skip that. Alright. So they need to just have all of them unlocked, so you can just pick whatever ones you want to do. So you don't have to just go in, exit out. Like, come on, dude. I guess I'll just do Boomtown. Like, I guess it'll save a little bit of time. Plus, it's quicker. Although, like I said, you've got to actually pay attention a little bit for Boomtown. But yeah, I'm probably gonna get off here soon. Might, like, just farm enough to be able to, upgrade everything right quick. I see that bullshit right there. Like, it portaled me all the way up here. I should better. That'd be funny if you could just run past everything. It portaled me up there, and I could just run through the door because of that. Just like get a world record run just because of that. Enemies using the portal on me. That'd be kind of funny. Like the world record stats. You just gotta get the RNG of where the portal takes you. Yeah. See, that would be, like, right there, the one advantage of the comment over the get a kill and you get critical hits for every bullet. You can just tap them once and then bada bing, bada boom. The thing is, the comment still would have to do enough DPS to actually kill them in one hit, or just still not really make up for it. I see right there a minute 30, like I wasn't like pushing really hard. And that's about the time you get when I'm chilling and not sitting here talking, you know? Because when you're talking, you kind of don't pay attention as much. But, I mean, especially when you're not used to streaming a lot. Because I'm sure after a while you get used to it. Well, I don't know. I'm sure it probably is still at least a small stitch. For a second I thought I was going to be like, wow, really? It didn't proc my ammo into the mag at all there, so I ran out, but it was just getting frozen. I see right there, my character was randomly spinning really slow, even though I wasn't frozen anymore. I don't know what that was, but... I wonder if there's leaderboards on... Because there's no leaderboards in game. I wonder if speedrun.com has leaderboards. Cause I wouldn't like take it serious, but I would, you know, submit a couple times for a couple of these missions. You know what I mean? Just be like that guy that submits the obnoxiously long one. It's like let the timer run after you complete the area, so you can just sit there. But yeah, that is kind of weird though. Like the game doesn't have in-game, or not in-game timers, but it doesn't have in-game leaderboard timers or timer leaderboards. I don't know why. Like even if you couldn't do it for cross-platform, at least just have it for the individual platforms. You know? Like even if you're like, oh my goodness, the mouse and keyboard people have an advantage, so their times will be quicker. It's like, who cares, dude? Just have a leaderboard. And just put like what platform they're on beside it, so people will be like, oh well, yeah, if this certain platform has an advantage, well, you can look at it and see like who's actually the highest on the platform you're on. Okay, you fucking retard. Like, see, that's the kind of bullshit that needs taken out of the game, where you're in the expedition and then just circling around the cover, just trying to tease a few seconds off you. Like, see, we literally did that a whole, like, minute quicker. That's kind of funny. And see, there we actually got the ammo in the mag that we were supposed to get after. It is what it is. Yeah, I'm sure there's like some crazy strategies. Like there's one guy who was saying like, oh yeah, use that dash ability and dash through the door so you can get a quicker start and stuff. Like the perk that you can have put on your weapons, gear. I was thinking of just putting that on just as a gimmick, just to be like, oh yeah, and just goof around. Like I would only have to lose a tiny bit of DPS in order to do that. But see, it would be nice if you could like choose to get the pod resources or titanium. And apparently, was it I don't know if it's 99,000 or 999,000, but apparently the pod resources max out. Because there's like a bunch of people that are like, yeah, I've already got maxed pod resources, because after you get the gear you want, there's nothing to purchase with those. Like what they need to do is add some transmog stuff so you can make your character look however you want, you know? Like I think my character actually looks kind of good though with this gear. I'm not gonna lie. But like the only thing I do think the boots are kind of, well, it's not like the set boots, and then the gloves are obviously not like the actual gloves that fit the type of character, but everything else is actually pretty nice. Like the beret is actually not bad, although I probably wouldn't choose that if you could transmog stuff. And if you can transmog weapons, I would totally, well, you probably can't do it cross weapons, but I would totally transmog my assault rifle, like my main, and make it look like this rifle. I would totally do that, but I don't know if they would go that far with the transmogs, or if it would have to be like the same weapon type. Like it would have to be a different double gun. But that'd be kind of funny. Just like have a sniper, but it's just shooting like this one. Like, yo, people would be like, this guy must be hacking. But you see, unfortunately, like when you're trying to go quick, the turrets are basically irrelevant because they don't really do that much. But oh yeah, I always forget that. There we go. But yeah, I'll probably get off. Yeah, I'm getting kind of hungry, so I'm probably gonna get off after this one. I am gonna back out and check because I haven't heard anything about them fixing or giving people their loot back yet on the wiped characters, but it wouldn't hurt to check and see if it crashes still.
And his people are dead.
But we'll see. But yeah, I'm basically getting a little hungry there too. Not sure what I'm gonna use. Yeah, I wish like the bigger ones, like the alpha ones or whatever, they should be a different colored dot on the map, you know what I mean? Or you should be able to adjust what color dot each enemy in the game is on your map. You know what I mean? Like you should be able to customize it however you want. But I pushed, for some reason I pushed the left trigger to, instead of hitting the LB. I don't know why. But yeah, it's proof that that other ammo perk literally didn't work at all. Because I'm still getting the same exact amount of ammo back.
Now I know what chewed up.
Because the other one was, enemies inflicted with toxic give you 40% ammo in your mag back when you kill them. And every single bullet of bladed rounds is supposed to instantly inflict toxic. Meaning, every time I get a kill, when I have bladed rounds active, should be refilling my ammo, but that perk literally doesn't work. I thought about taking like the other ammo one off just to test it, because I was like, oh, maybe the game's just like shitty, and since they're conflicting, it isn't working, or both of them aren't working. But I don't know if that's worth my time. Because let's be honest, it's probably just the perk not working. Yeah, I'm gonna go get some food after this. Well, I'll see what I can upgrade first, obviously. Yeah, if you're not melting enemies this quick, your DPS is not good. Not that my DPS is like crazy maxed out or anything, but that's just like a test. If you go to a new difficulty and you're not killing them that quick, that likely means you need to, you know, step your character's gear up. What's up, guys? So yeah, did that Scarce guy ever even come back to YouTube? I never watched him because I'm sure his content is actually garbage. But he was like missing for a while. Remember that? People were like, "Oh yeah, what happened?" But I don't really ever watch YouTubers like that because it's just all. People could say like, "Oh yeah, he's so creative and unique," but you watch it and it's just like the same generic stuff that a billion other YouTubers are doing. But and you got people like me who actually make, well, like right now this is just generic sitting here doing fucking nothing. But I actually do make intelligent videos sometimes. So, right. And when I say intelligent, I mean actually intelligent, not like fucking Vsauce, where it's like, oh yeah, Vsauce Michael here, let's talk about something totally irrelevant and stupid, but people for some reason care about it for the 20 minutes that this video is. And then after that, they don't give a fuck. They're just randomly interested because, well, popular channel. That's exactly why. And plus, I mean, nowadays there's like a billion channels that do the same thing Vsauce does and do it way better. So. It's like with Vsauce, 1 out of every like 1,000 videos he makes are actually interesting. And 99.99% of the time it's just generic bullshit. He just like picks some random topic that's only, quote, interesting because it's obscure. People are like, oh my goodness, I want to know about that. Like, oh, okay. You didn't want to know about that before a popular YouTuber talked about it, but that's crazy. Yeah, I mean, like, even that I don't even remember the actual term, but like Veritasium or whatever, like, even that channel is better than Vsauce. Like, let's be honest. And Vsauce will be like, here's a 30-minute video on why the moon is not made of cheese. They'd be like, oh my goodness, what the hell? That's so crazy and creative. How could he ever think of an idea like that? Oh my goodness, I'm gonna watch it. So creative. Definitely not an NPC. Clear these suckers out right quick. This one can get kind of annoying if you're not paying attention to actually clearing them out of the point. Because you actually have to charge it unlike with the other one. So. Because in the other one you can just run out of it and cheese and then run back into it after they're all gone. Oh, this one is kind of a little crazy because you see right there you don't get your abilities back, so if you didn't play your bladed rounds, well, it's kind of like, oh, well. Make it a little cheesy cheese. Alrighty, pimp. Your time is up. Who you call pimp? Pope Pimp? Or no, it's Pope. Wait. Oh yeah, Pope Pimpsky. That's the name of the YouTube. I'm trying to. Because I know it was a play on Pimp and Pepsi, but I couldn't really remember exactly what it was for a second. He hasn't posted in a while now, but he'll post like a small video and be like, yes, Wings is just so boring, I didn't feel like covering anything he was doing. It's like, yeah, I mean, you're not wrong. There's a lot of these, like, because Lummus is putting out giant influx of videos, and it's kind of like, bruh, this is kind of boring at this point. Like, I know he's just putting the ones out from his time off and all that, because he was making videos while he wasn't posting, but it's kind of just a little too much. Now it's to the point where it's like, oh, if it doesn't have a overly interesting title, there's no reason to really click it. Because he's just doing the stuff that all the other troll channels already put up way before. Not that his videos are bad, it's just like, oh yeah, I already saw that though. Oh, it's like, I wonder if he's going to glitch out this time. Oh, he didn't. That's good. So it's like a right click. Oh yeah, you're going to do that just to... That's kind of stupid though. In this game, like, there's a stun feature. You can get stunned and whatnot, but there's no, like, anti-stun perks or anything. Like, there's not even one on the, Devastator skill tree. You think there would be, you know what I mean? Like, immune to stun. Like, a lot of games have stuff like that. Like, Path of Exile, which I kind of low-key thought about playing again. But, yeah, I'm good. Because unfortunately with that game, if you don't, like, follow specific builds, you're not going to be able to play the game, you know what I mean? Like, Path of Exile, if you don't pay attention to your character, you'll get absolutely dumpstered by the enemies in the higher, like, even the higher end story mode. It's like, really? Because the game tries to show itself as like, oh yeah, you can build your character however you want, there's so much. You realize at the end of the day, there's only about like 2, maybe 3 builds per class that are relevant, that can actually get through the content. So it's like, oh well, look at that giant skill tree, but there's basically only 2 ways to build it that are not gonna have you get absolutely dummy dumpstered. But yeah, like, see, you don't, like, the titanium output is not all that breezy. Like, I don't even know if we can get another upgrade. Oh, we can at least, okay. Not bad, but unless, because I was thinking, oh yeah, maybe the sidearms are actually, like, less, but they're not. But yeah, we gotta get both these to 46, and then I'll continue with the story mode. Like, let me see something right quick. Yeah, see, when you level it up, it does unlock more. See, I don't know, like I was saying, if these affect, like, is this close range damage increasing it only for this weapon or for all my weapons, you know? Who knows? Like, knowing this game, maybe it's supposed to and it glitches and doesn't work. Maybe, who knows? But yeah, I'm gonna discount double check all these attributes right quick. Because I know I just did them earlier. But, yeah. It's kind of stupid, though. It's like, improve rarity, but the only rarities you can improve are up to, purple. It's like, oh, okay, well, at least give me, like, make it, I don't know how much, or maybe make it the pod resources, but obviously, like, there is no legendary version of Clairvoyant's boots. It would just have to turn it into a random legendary, or maybe let you pick, like, make it a higher amount of pod resources and titanium to allow you to choose. But yeah. All right. Well, there's that. Here's our character. Here's this. There's that. There's that. See, like, move and groove. I don't know. I would just have to wait if we ever get the gloves and better boots. Because I'm definitely getting rid of emergency stance though, because that perk 100% legit doesn't work. Like, literally straight up. I should probably check the Bailey store right quick. Oh, we don't have enough. Oh yeah, that's, I forgot. That's that shit. Oh well. But yeah, that's not really relevant if I'm gonna be honest with you. Well, actually, it's not that bad, to be honest. You know? Let me glitch out and buy it. No. Like, see, it's the same level as a fucking, like, 1,000 more armor. But, obviously, because that's, like, a anomaly power one, and those are, like, set up different. But, low-key, I wonder... Oh, yeah, wrong thing. Outrider. See, hey, why do you have to push it X 2 times to get into that store, you know? Hey, there's a toxic lead. That's the thing I was talking about that doesn't fucking work. Straight up doesn't work. See, I was thinking of, like, actually buying that. Low key. But, let me see something. I'm curious how... Yeah, because we could get enough for this bullshit over here. But, I'm thinking, because, actually, that's, yeah, that's probably the way to go. 220, so we need, like, 210,000. I think that's the way to go. For now. Anyway. Alright, let's see. So we need approximately 210,000. Alright, fuck it. Alright. Because who knows if we're ever going to even get boots that aren't fucking... that are legendary and actually have a relevant thing on them. See, look at that. Same fucking level, but way the fuck more. And this is actually bonus firepower, too, so... There's bonus firepower, bonus firepower, bonus firepower, bonus firepower, bonus firepower. You know what I mean? Gotta stack all those. Then we get rid of this bullshit. And then we oh yeah, over here. I come out of this clown right quick. Click here. Click level up. Alright, mod gear. So we don't have, like, the ones over here, like, not impressed is actually good, but see, that could be good too, in a way, if we get that shotgun thing I was talking about. But see, I wish, because I don't know where on this thing. And I don't know, is that better? Or let me see something. Wait, is this? Oh, that's just assault weapon damage. That's not. Okay, well. And I fucking. Okay, what's this? Oh, yeah, I can't even see what it looks like. It was stand. I know it was called stand tall. But I don't know. There needs to be a better way of finding these. Hey, there we go. I guess, well, we got Phantom. See, I picked up this as well because, like, the Phantom Dash thing is like, oh, okay, well. That's not, you know, too terrible. You know what I probably should do? Is get the fuck rid of this. Alright. Alrighty. Here, come to the boots. Raise the tributes. Raise that. Alrighty. That right there. So, our next plan, get that to 46, get that to 46. And then we're Gucci. I don't even know why I still haven't gotten that yet, for whatever reason. Alright. Alright, well let's, actually I should probably, I don't know how much titanium was it to upgrade these things. Oh wait, why did I click that? Retard alert class. One off, that's tough, ain't it? But, yeah, we'll level both those up next time. So that's our character. I want to check the other character out right quick. I'm just going to click on it. And, yeah, it hasn't been fixed, but we'll try to log in. Let me, set that just in case. Yeah, it's gonna have an error still. You think they would fix it by now? Like, how long have, like, come on. Like, at least fix it so you can log into the character, you know? Because they're literally killing their game by doing that. Well, that's gonna be all for now. Probably not gonna stream again later. I might play the game later, though. But that's all for now. Shout out Warwickle. Shout out Alex M. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Yeah. I'm gonna go get something to eat. Don't know what, but we out.